So got into touch with Alan from this, part of WizKids, who offered me, it was 3 candidates, which all had a lack of education or training. He settled in really well with the company. He's benefited us, and also we've learned a great deal of how there's other ways to approach candidates and vacancies, to recruit staff. So previously, so I deal with the recruiting in the business. What I've done beforehand is, have job vacancies there, make the job titles very corporate, make the whole process corporate, where you scan through loads of CVs, pick out any sort of red flags, and then just throw the candidates away. And then we'd have interviews, 2 structured interviews, then you'd get the job, throw them in the job, base it on KPIs, and then that would be the end of it, and you'd have a sink or swim. And through this, I've learned that you've got to make it much more informal and open-ended. Make sure that if people are applying, a CV isn't 100%. You don't need a CV really. You just need to have the attitude to really show that you want to learn and you want to improve. So now whenever we look for candidates, make sure to keep the interviews short and sharp but very informal, and make sure that the candidate knows about the job as much as we want to know about them. So it has to be more of an open-ended conversation. And with, obviously, through the NEET and young people and this experience, I've certainly learned that. Make sure that the employee is comfortable as soon as they walk through the door, and make sure that any sort of contracts, temporary, permanent, whatever it may be, any risk assessments, any sort of safety procedures are all done there on the first day. So rather than, they're thrown into a job and contractors say, yeah, we'll do it tomorrow or we'll get through it. It's done, it's there, and they've got that reassurance that they can come back into the workplace and know exactly where they lie. Also learned about mentoring. Rather than just looking through data and just seeing if they're performing well or not performing as well, it's nurturing them and making sure they're mentored, and making sure they've got someone to speak to. So maybe not just one mentor, you've got a team leader and management there to really help that person. And going on to that, making sure you're speaking to every couple of weeks to just check in and see how they're doing, making sure they're performing well, making sure they've got any questions, and just seeing where they are. So I've certainly learned to take a more relaxed approach. In doing that, you'll get the same results, which benefits both the person and the company.